Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MTGO Traders. My name is Terran. Let's talk about Ravnica Allegiance promos, packaging, and then we'll actually hit on mechanics since a new mechanic also dropped today as well. So I thought that the preview stuff wouldn't happen for like another month, and even in the first little bit here, Blake says it's coming. Allegiance is coming in about a month. That is. So I feel like normally they start at the beginning of the month, so in January. But I mean, we're getting stuff early. That's fine. I'm okay with it. It's all hype. Let's talk about the stuff. Buy Box promo is the card we talked about yesterday. This is a Haunt of Hightower. Good card that we think might be useful in Standard. It's not going to be a limited or draft card at all. Now it's just going to be a Buy Box promo. That's a little disappointing. Kind of sad about that, but that's fine. Pre-release for this stuff is January 19th through the 20th, so that's pretty cool there. Event promos. This is the card that I believe had the sticker over it yesterday. This is Rakdos Firewheeler. Looks really fun, really interesting. Let's zoom in a little bit more. There we go. I like it a lot, and I think it might actually be pretty useful in the format. We also have, of course, Simic Ascendancy. Again, talked about this yesterday or earlier today with the video we just posted. It's kind of funny because we were like, that's a leak video, but now we're actually talking about the real promos right now, so that's fine, I guess. Simic Ascendancy, quite good card. Could be cool in a Turbo Fog style deck because you can win the game with 20 or more counters on this, and that's something that can probably be achieved pretty quickly. Gate Colossus is a card we didn't get to talk about yesterday. This is a 8-mana 8/8. This spell costs 1 colorless less to cast for each gate you control. The Gate Colossus can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, and whenever a gate enters a battlefield under your control, you may put a Gate Colossus from your graveyard on top of your library. This is legitimately powerful. Might actually see some standard play in a weird like Brood deck, like a Rogue deck maybe. As far as draft and sealed goes, this will be a really fun card if you get into a lot of gates. Gate Colossus is just a really good like reward for that. It's an 8/8 body that can be like 4 mana, 5 mana. That's crazy. I love this for draft and sealed. Might actually see some standard play as well. And then we have these other cards. These are the Friday Night Magic events cards. So we have Growth Spiral, Light Up the Stage, and Mortify. We'll talk about Spectacle in just a second because we actually got the information on that as well. But again, all of these cards look beautiful. They look great. I love the Mortify art on this. Looks so much better than the art we had previously. And Growth Spiral looks beautiful as well. Just loving all this. Loving the bottom here. I wish that they had the actual like the watermarks for each guild, but I believe they didn't do that because again, these are the like Friday Night Magic event like promos. Going for the Ravnica weekend, we have more of the guilds kind of style lands. Really loving the art style of these. Again, super beautiful. Again, just always really in awe of the new art for these lands and loving the different little designs they have in the basic land area. Just really cool. Again, there's the Gruul there. We have the Simic right here. Again, just really enjoying that. Cannot wait to play some Azorius, play some Orzhov, play some Rakdos, play some Gruul, and play some Simic. So always up for that. And additionally, stores can hold events in Ravnica Weekend that are more competitive, much like store championships of old, where top finishers can pick this new version of Lavania? Yeah, I guess so. This is a card we didn't get to see. This is a 1 white, 1 blue, 2/2 legendary creature human soldier. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. So super interesting here. I really like this because it gives a way for you to lock down like Gruul decks, any kind of ramp deck. Very interesting for that. But whenever the opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. So again, pretty cool for that as well. I don't know if this will be useful in Modern. Maybe, we'll see. Packaging going on here. If you're still with us, how about some packaging? So here's packaging information. It's super blue, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I like the blueness of it. And yeah, there we go. We got little clown guy over here. He listened to metal music once. I don't know what's happening with Ravnica, but they're turning into like a clown guild. That's very strange. Gruul also looking like that as well. And I think this is maybe Simic here. Looks like Simic. Yeah, Orzhov, Azorius, and this is Simic right here. And that's going to do it as far as the packaging. Here are some more packaging for Dovin and Domri. So these are the two for the Planeswalker decks. That's super interesting, because that might tell me that Domri and Dovin are going to be as Planeswalkers in the set as well. I'm okay with that. We really did need a new Gruul Planeswalker, and definitely getting a new Domri's fine. That's pretty cool. As far as Dovin, I mean, that's okay, I guess. Sure, why not? As far as the boxes here, here's the bundle, and here is the deck builders toolkit again with that clown looking guy. So that's interesting. But let's move on real quick to the other cards, which is the actual Rakdos Mechanics Spectacle. All right, so we've got Ravnica Allegiance Mechanics. This is by Matt. I think it's Tabak or Tapik. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name there. Good news, Planeswalkers. Even though the tensions are ramping up, Ravnica hasn't descended into total chaos yet. A few months ago, Guilds of Ravnica gave us a look at the 5 of the 10 guilds, and Ravnica Allegiance rounds out the group, featuring Orzhov, Gruul, Simic, Azorius, and Rakdos. Even if your chosen guild has stepped out of the spotlight this time around, there are great cards in all colors, not to mention powerful artifacts and lands. Each guild has its own signature mechanic, and this article gives a look at how they play. So they showed the Rakdos mechanic here for Spectacle. Again, super interesting. They are not going to show off the other mechanics until like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we'll have a new video every single day this week talking about the new mechanics. I'm not going to play this video. This video is pretty cringe, but you can definitely watch it if you want to. It's on the Magic News article like website there for that kind of stuff, so definitely watch it for that. However, we do get 2 cards here that kind of show off what Spectacle is. Spectacle is you may cast this spell for its Spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. So this is an interesting way for us to kind of get around a mana cost, or if there is like an on top of cost for a Spectacle cost. Like the Rix Mighty Reveler here is a 2-mana 2/2 with Spectacle for 4. So the ability is whenever it enters the battlefield, discard a card, then draw a card. But if the Spectacle cost was paid, instead discard your hand, then draw 3 cards. Very cool. Very interesting, especially because of limited and draft like kind of synergy for us for the Rakdos guild. I'm not sure how powerful this will be in standard. I feel like it probably will be pretty powerful, especially if you're in a Rakdos kind of guild like set archetype where you're having your opponent lose lots of life. Now this is lost life this turn, so this does mean that if an opponent like shock themselves with their own shock lands or something like that, this also counts towards the Spectacle cost. So very interesting for that as well. So kind of good thing to keep in mind for that. This is what makes Spectacle pretty good, is that shock lands are in the format right now, and we can kind of use that to our advantage. Rafter Demon here is a 4-mana 4/2 demon, Spectacle for 5. When it enters the battlefield, if its Spectacle cost was paid, each opponent discards a card. This is bad for draft and limited, basically only. The 4-mana 4/2 is okay in draft and in limited. It's kind of just in their body for you. But again, Spectacle cost for 5 mana, they discard a card, we get a 4/2. Again, not terrible, but not a good card for standard at all. So there's that. Spectacle, the new Rakdos keyword, gives us an alternate cost. Blah, blah, blah. Just talk about that. And yeah, again, the coming soon will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So all this week. I'm assuming the next one, they started with Rakdos. I feel like normally they start with Azorius. I'm not too sure which one they will hit on next. Maybe Azorius. We'll see though on the following day. But that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Lots of hype, lots of interest here. Really excited to see more cards from Guild. God, I keep wanting to say Guilds of Ravnica. Ravnica Allegiance. Ravnica Allegiance. I want to say Guilds of Ravnica Allegiance. That's what I want to say, but that's not it. It's Ravnica Allegiance. But I appreciate you guys. Like the video, of course, if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We've got tons of these preview videos and, of course, deck techs and news and all that kind of stuff coming out on the channel. And make sure to hit that bell to be notified whenever a video on the channel goes live. Leave a comment below on what you're excited for the most out of Ravnica Allegiance as far as a mechanic, as far as a guild. Are you excited to play with Azorius again? Because I am. I know I'm really excited to play with Azorius. I really hope it isn't broken. We turn into like a Sphinx's Revelation Ravnica format again. But, you know, one can dream. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.